I'm really not sure. It's just such. He's doing to us what we want to do to other people. He's just playing a pile, so we have no idea how to side against his shit. So I guess, that's the element of surprise, I suppose. Welcome everybody. This is Riv Games. We're gonna do some pile gameplay. And this video, I mean, I record all my videos well in advance, and they're usually uploaded like several weeks later. So if you're watching this like a month from now, right now it's October 6th, and all the rage has been pile decks. And really, what a pile is just a random ass pile of cards that is mixing all different types of engines. With Worlds right around the corner, a lot of people have been saying they're going to bring something like this, and we'll see where it goes. Before we get started, it's always helpful if you like, more importantly, subscribe. Immediately. Subscribe immediately. Yeah. So, really, I don't know like who started this, but I'll go into a little bit of story time here. Um, like Team Overdose, as always, is going to try to claim credit for stuff. And they did have some like random lists and like Flip Warrior and stuff like that. And then, prior to that, there was Dingo Sig, who actually, I believe, won Worlds last year when I wasn't really super involved with GOAT format with kind of like a return chaos list. And then more recently, Grumpelstiltskin won an Obelisk tournament in a GOAT format Europe with, when I say pile, it's kind of like just good cards deck with a warrior engine and Zaborgs. Some people call it Zaborg aggro or Zaborg midrange or chaos aggro. We haven't really been able to, at least as of the date of recording, been able to figure out a name for it. But I think it's important to talk about just because there are, I think, a few really interesting things. And this is what we're going to play with here today. But I think the funny thing is I was playing something like this like over a year and a half ago. So like when I got into GOAT format in, I believe it was like early 2022, I coined it the Chaos Warrior Turbo, and I have like 6 iterations of it, and they're um, like all over the place. But it kind of takes like a similar. Oh, this is just like ignore these bottom 6 cards, but like it takes a similar concept, and I think just people made it better. And this is kind of what I went on ladder with, like these 6 decks for a while, trying a bunch of different things. But I think it's a similar concept. And of course, I'm not taking credit for this just because I was not involved competitively at all back then. But I got pretty high in ladder, like the 8 to 900s back in the day with like these decks, which I think is interesting. Like this when I was experimenting with like Thunder Dragon, and really the thing my like newbie intuition was going for was just playing like as many good cards as possible. Like of course the discard engine is probably the best thing in GOAT format. Plus the warrior engine is super powerful, and chaos and all that good stuff. So I think that's really interesting. What I'm going to try today is cutting the discard stuff. I do want to, in the not too distant future, try to build a pile that does incorporate the discard engine as well, but there are going to be trade-offs. So we're going to kind of go through some of the card choices, and I made this relatively quickly, but one of the big selling points of pile is, um, it has a lot of flexibility on what you play into. I think game one you can beat either warrior or Chaos Turbo, which is very difficult to say for a lot of other decks. The other thing is it's very hard games 2 and 3 to side against. Now, I haven't quite figured out like the tricks in the side deck that people are doing. Like some people even like I think are doing some like mini smoke screens and stuff, which I think is really cool, but really the one of the biggest things is it's hard to side against this not only. Um, you also have more flexibility to side. Like this is a really easy deck to side with. So games 2 and 3, your opponent's at a disadvantage siding, and you even get more advantage than usual with siding, which I think is really, really important. And then because this is a pile, and you're running so many one-ofs, um, it's really hard to play around one ofs. In fact, you really can't like just play around a one of. But if you're playing around a three of, like that's you have to play around three ofs if it's a card you lose to. So I think that's like an important thing with deck building theory, which is that modern Yu-Gi-Oh deck building theory is find the best, optimized, most synergistic, best cards and max them out. Like three of this, three of this, three of this, yada yada yada, unless it's limited or whatever. But this kind of takes that and puts it on its head. So I'll be really curious to see where this list goes. But kind of how it plays is you get pretty aggressive. You have a warrior toolbox up here that can deal with pretty much any threat. You have all of the good spells. You have some extra summons with Call of the Haunted and Premature Burial to get aggressive. And you have your finishers here, your boss monsters, if you want to call them that, subbing in as a Borg, which is just more or less a really good card right now. And then lastly, with the trap lineup, you're pretty heavy on traps. The jars just speed things up. Saku's, I've just seen other people using it and I'm testing them, so I'm really not super sure on that right now. Um, Double dust shoot, we're moving the torrential in the side just because we want to be the aggressor, and then three solemn. And really the impetus behind a lot of this is being able to set the majority of your hand early behind a solemn, just so you don't get blown out by heavy. And really that allows you to play around dust shoot and also, of course, get your blade knights bigger. So I don't think there's really a lot to say about this. I mean, we're just kind of running a lot of really good cards. Maybe on some individual card choices, some people are running two Zaborg. Um, I don't know about that. I feel like Zaborg is, if you're going to run two of them, better supported in, this is my current goat control build. I just feel like it's better supported in this because like you have like swaps that you can do stuff with. Um, I guess our build does have Spirit Reaper, but you also want to be tributing off your Thousand Eyes quite frequently. So yeah, I don't know what the right number of Zaborgs right now is, but I just feel like two boss monsters in addition to Sork and BLS, you're running four boss monsters would be a lot. Plus we do want to keep the monster count down kinda low. Like I was already like a little bit skeptical of 17. Just because you can't really afford to be opening like too many monsters in a deck like this. Like if you like have ever played Warrior, like real like regular Warrior, and you open like four monsters, you're gonna just lose. Like that game's over, because you're limited to one normal summon per turn, and every warrior is just gonna get answered pretty much immediately because you have no back row to contest whatever they bring at you. So it's kind of a high monster count for a deck like this, but you just have such a heavy top that that's probably what's making the monster count higher. But pretty much everything you should be able to play proactively. Like this you can stick and just kind of sit on if you want. This can be an answer. This can be used offensively, defensively. You get the picture here. Um, and some cards are somewhat situational, but the side I again haven't really quite figured out. I'm trying some new theory with this as well, which is running a lot more one-ofs and seeing how that goes. The Mobius can swap in very nicely for Zaborg, which is helpful. Bringing in Faith against Chaos Turbo to me seems like a really good idea. Tsukiyomi for Warriors and Control. Brain versus Warriors or anything that's aggressive, and paired with the Mobius. Just testing Smashing Ground and seeing what I would bring that in against probably stuff like Warrior, although I kind of wanted to fit this in the main just because it is pretty damn good against like just random stuff that comes up. Like even Chaos Turbo, you can get a spy off the board. Even though they've probably already plussed from the other spy, you just need to get it off the board, or something like a Sork that's just sitting there. So yeah, I mean, I don't really think there's much to say about this. Really, it's just a deck in in theory that's just hard to play against because you don't know what you're up against. Um, like you could go all of game one and just see warriors and maybe like a BLS or something, and then just think you're playing against warriors. Or like you could go game one and see like, spy and a deco, and maybe overestimate the probability of them having like 8 flip monsters. So and then they bring in like mind cons and keep in your knocks, and those are just dead. So it's just really hard to side against this deck. Um, so that's really all there is to it. I'm going to clip this and we're going to jump into some games, see how it goes. All right, here we go. Oh, let's do the random. All right. All right. GLHF. So, I kind of like this hand because we can set Reaper. He's not going to know what it is. And if he doesn't commit something to board, we can flip it and then just poke him. And we're also going to have hand information here. So, good. Use that standby phase, my brethren. Mimic, Sangan, Eudoria. Oh god, and he has Duo too. What are we most afraid of? Like, what is this, like a fiend build? This has to be fiends. What other fiend support is there? Um, so I'm literally not that afraid of any of this. But Sangan searches and we have outs to everything else, so we'll just send it back Sangan, I guess. I'm very uncertain on what we should do here. Very uncertain. Just because maybe like what if we do hit him with the Spirit Reaper and then we pitch the Night Assailant? That might be scary if like there's a Dark Mimic in the grave at that point. Yeah, not sure. He's gonna do our ass. Whoa, 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 whoa. Thinking. Think. Um, I'm trying to think how much we care about this stuff getting pitched. I think we really want Tribe because this seems like a Fiend deck. Okay. We don't really want to pitch that either. Okay, so BLS goes. He's going to set something next turn, so we kind of have to have Nobleman. And we kind of want this for the other stuff that's going to come up that he's going to set. So actually, I think we do end up pitching Tribe. So we don't really have anything that we can. We don't have anything we can like discard for it anyway. Oh wow. Whoops. Yeah, I'm surprised he just attacked into that. It's interesting. So we just probably out this with a DD Warrior Lady, and then pick something from hand. I think that's a very obvious play here. I think if there's any merit to like just exiling it, but I think it's better to keep exiled in deck, frankly. Probably, yeah. Exile's just more versatile in general. Okay, good. I'm glad that's gone. I'm really glad we hit that actually when there wasn't a set, or I mean a flip monster available. All right, so we know his hand, it's Mimic and Hades. Yeah, that's not too scary for us. So another thing we know is that it's the new back row, and that has to be Mimic, and it's I think definitely worth noblemening here just to maybe hit his hand again. Um, you know, I probably should have Jarv greeted first. I definitely should have. Um, I'm not committing this to board. I don't want to get torrentialed. Just insta loses the game. So now we care a little bit more about getting damage in, so that's unfortunate. Um, I don't think we auto lose if it is torrential, and we just can't do 300 a turn, so we are going to play around Mirror Force though. I want to get a good look at his trap lineup. Like, I hope he plays something. I'm trying to think also like what we side. So he's running a decent amount of flips, and he's probably going to be setting a decent amount next. Ooh, that's kind of scary if he can negate this mirror. He does get a 2-for-1 here, but we have to do this. Okay. Repo. What? Oh my god. Yeah, I haven't been playing a lot of ladder at all since it reset, so I guess this is what we get. Main decked Karibo. If he sets something, we have Zaborg. Well, we have Zaborg for that too. I think we just keep up the aggression because it really seems like his back row is not at all useful. Is he running like Decree or something? Like, how is he bricking this hard on back row? Charity, yeah. This is helpful because it'll give us some information once he discards. Is he checking grave? Maybe it's Dark Necrophere. Is that 3 darks? And what are the summoning requirements for that? I can't remember. Pitched? I want to see what that is. Because I have no clue how to side here. And he's not going to let us see. Alright, so we didn't really see a lot of back row, so I think we're fine keeping Zaborg. I have a feeling he could bring out like just a big fiend at some point. We want to tribute off stuff like his new Doria, so I think brain control's coming in. I didn't see enough flips, I think, to warrant mind control. Dust shoots are coming out. Really want the smashing ground just for like if he just brings in some fat ass thing to deal with it. I don't see book being good. I don't see any could bring in a faith, but I don't really think that does anything. Not with like, yeah, I don't think it does anything. Guess we'll just bring out a jar. Is there anything that's like absolutely bad? We'll deal with new Dorias. Yeah, I'm really not sure. It's just such. He's doing to us what we want to do to other people. He's just playing a pile, so we have no idea how to side against his shit. So I guess, that's the element of surprise, I suppose. Um, yeah, I wasn't thinking there. I honestly should have reconsidered if I should have used Blade Knight there. That was hasty. And I think we probably should have. I think we probably should have because I mean the punish is Newdoria, which we did see, but now it just gets run over, which is the punish for us. So yeah, I don't know. I just saw face down and like insta Mystic Swordsman level 2 came into my brain. Um I'm tempted to like that's no, that's stupid. Never mind. It's really dumb. I think what I am gonna do is actually just set Spirit Reaper and set Jar, and that's it. Hit. Sorry, I just had to cough, guys. Some water. What the fuck is this? Wind-headed wolf. Okay. I was gonna explain the play I was thinking of with Spirit Reaper, but I guess it doesn't really matter. Um, we're just gonna heavy and just draw because I do want to get this board cleaned up a little bit. You can chain, but yeah, okay. Yerp. Wait, is that? Yeah, so that's chain link 3. This is chain link 2. Heavy is chain link 1. So, yeah. Huh. What should we do? I think we are gonna full set here, just because I want this at 2,000. I don't think it matters. Doesn't matter. Really don't think it matters. Yeah. Okay, that's a good sign. So he is on decree, which is good to know. We're just gonna get aggressive here and start setting. Um, yeah, we're just gonna get aggressive. There's really nothing else to say. Night Assailant, that's annoying. Okie dokie. Oh shit. So it's 3 fiend monsters. Yes, I guess I was right. Dark Necrophy. If this card is in your graveyard, destroyed. This card is in your graveyard because it was destroyed by an opponent's card in the center this turn. You can target one. Think. Wait. Um, Wait, that seems kind of good. During the end phase, if this is in your graveyard because it was destroyed in your monster zone by an opponent's card and sent there this turn, target one face-up monster and equip it. Yeah, that seems really. Jesus, I keep on coughing. This sucks. All right. So we know that's a Night Assailant, so we're just gonna have to sacrifice one of these bad boys. But I don't really want him to hit our spy, so I think we're. All right. I'm having a straight up coughing fit, guys. This sucks. It's like, you ever get like a little piece of like sand or something that feels like stuck in your throat? I know it's not sand, but it feels like it. God. All right. So exiled? Yeah, it's exiled. Giant germ, dude. See, this is actually kind of fun. Like, I like seeing like stuff like this. This is kind of cool. Like Dark Necrofear, realistically, if I didn't have Solemn, could have fucked my shit up. Yeah, I think the way it read, I could have just killed it on like my turn, and he would have gotten no effect. But still, it's kind of cool. Now, what I have to be afraid of is Return from the Different Dimension, which if he does, uh, well, I'm not afraid of any of that really. So. But it's nice to have Ring if we can get another few attacks, because if he returned from the different dimensions, we can just burn him out. But we got to get him below 4,000. Is another? I just want to make sure I'm reading this properly. Sorry. During your end phase, so it has to be during his end phase. So we can, yeah. I'm not worried about that right now. I don't want it coming back. That's also fine. He's gonna clean up our shit quite a bit here. And then that does 1,000, which as long as we can stay within, um, as long as we can stay within brain control range, I think we're fine. Um, Might have to force a draw here. So if we brain con, hmm, maybe we should have just ringed something. That actually works out well for us. I forgot about that effect. So this is not attacking. This is going to defense because we can wall with this for a while. Yeah, that's really good actually. And I think I misplayed. I can't run through the scenarios in my head right now, but we probably should have. We ringed that. I don't know. I can't remember like what our life was. So this is at 17. So um, that's like a night assailant or something. We have to solemn it. So then it's just normal at this and do nothing. Uh, sure. And you know what? I think I misread that as well. I don't think it says your end phase. If this card was sent to the graveyard in your monster zone by an opponent's card during the end phase. So it can be either player's end phase, I suppose. Uh, yeah, there's nothing I can do about that. What's he got? I don't even remember his. Do you have something that can kill me? Oh, he's just gonna burn me down with this. That stinks. Well, he outplayed me. Um, so Dimension Fusion plus Royal Decree. Hmm, I don't know. I'm kind of lost. Not sure there's a lot we can do if we get decreed. Did see scapegoats. I'll just bring this in anyway. Um, bring that in. I think we can sub out like another Saku. All right, let's see what we can do. Unfortunately, we don't have Kaikus, so that is unfortunate that we can't control his graveyard. Um, I don't even like really want to set the Solemn right now. He's not going to do anything broken enough early this game, and I just can't afford to pay half my life points. Be forced to pay half at least. The good news is we have Breaker or a Decree when that time comes. And I think I'm just going to insta-knock here, because we can't really deal with anything that's set effectively with his hand. And we're gonna try to hedge our bets here. I do want to get in the extra damage, but at the same time, I blind. Oh, there it is. I gotta think on this. There's no way he's running Mirror Force. It's more likely that it's a scapegoat, which I'm not really that afraid of. I'm gonna try to get in as much damage as possible, frankly. I think he has scapegoat, but yeah. NBD. I don't think it would be worth summoning anything else. I don't think it would have been worth summoning anything else either. Just to play around traps. Oh, he's running meta. Interesting. That's fine. Oh, what? Uh, so what's he discards a card here? I don't think we can afford to have anything get discarded here. I think we have to solemn this. Damn. This is some crazy shit. So we get hit for 12. I'm not really that hurt about that. We're gonna clean it up this turn. So we kind of have to activate that now. His grave is not looking that scary. That's a little scarier, but he still only has 2 fiends, and he has to top deck something. Um, oh, yeah, we're just very low. I think this is a decent position, we just have no defense. A little spooky. That's upsetting. All right. So what was he at? Wow. Um, that's nice. Breaker first, obviously. That shit out of here. Yep. Okay. Oh, our good friend BLS. What it do? What it do? So, now or never, buddy. Oh, GG's. Oh, no GG for me? Ah, come on. I do like this guy's deck, though. Like, I definitely applaud people for trying something different. Um, and I do think this is probably a really bad matchup for us, too, by the way. In terms of matchups with Pile, I think it does well into Warrior and Chaos Turbo, but something that can put up Scapegoats and Thousand Eyes plus Decree is really scary for us. I mean, even though he is running some of like the more questionable Fiend type stuff, dude, look at this dude's pecs. Holy shit. Does he even have a neck or is he floating? I digress. But thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you later.